going viral on LinkedIn and getting thousands of likes will get you 0 clients unless you've actually built a foundation of trust with the people who are giving you that attention. Posting motivational quotes is not going to get you clients. In this video, I'm going to walk through a bad, better, best example of some LinkedIn content to show you how to create LinkedIn content so you can actually create posts that get clients. And it's not about just posting case studies every day, but that's what you might think when you see this. It's what's inside the case studies and the way that you deliver them is what's actually going to drive inbound demand to you and how that's delivered. So let's look at a bad example first. So here, this post is 8 truths about achieving big goals. It's not building any authority, it's not personal, it's just broad. The reason this type of content does well is because it kind of presses buttons in people on things that they know they should be doing, but they already know, so it's a reminder. But it doesn't actually build a proper relationship with the person doing it. It's just literally them liking it and then them talking to themselves saying, I should do this. But even if you're a performance coach or whatever, this type of content isn't actually going to get you clients. A better version is something that's a bit more targeted, educational, and solves a problem. So Suprava here, she's talking about cold email. I'm saying it's better, not best, because it's missing a few pieces. There's no authority here. And also it doesn't really give much of an expert level insight as to what's inside here. This is kind of like a how-to, or you should be doing this instead of that. But inside this post, there's no, I've read the text, you can't see it on screen, but she hasn't gone into the real depth about how the automated system is set up or what impact that's actually going to have on the outcome of the people who are doing it. Now, this, in Subrava's case, she's a really good content creator and she creates other posts to do this. But if you were to just create posts like this all the time, you wouldn't be getting the most out of your content. So there's a lot of people who just post how-to guides, educational stuff every single day, and then they think that's what's going to drive leads. But if they're not solving a problem in a way that the people understand, so not using the right copy and words, and if they're not associating with it, then it's not going to, it's not going to gain momentum. But also, if you're not explaining it in such a way that builds your own authority as someone who can help them actually achieve the thing, then it's not going to result in any leads either. I've said best here, but let me dig into that a small bit, because this is really where I dig into. So you'll probably see in most guides, like, you post authority content, do case studies, and they are the best for getting clients. Well, there's a bit of nuance to that, as is the case with everything. So this Niraj's post here is in the best category because it's a really good case study post. $190,000 in 7 weeks without this, that, or the other, and he tagged the person who it's for as well, which makes it extra relevant. He would have had to get their proof in order to, or he would have had to get their permission in order to do that. So what he's gone through in this case is the 4 key steps. Now, what this post is missing, which would make it ultimate, was something on the back end. He's gone through the 4 key steps and he outlined what they are in a couple of sentences online. And it does have an authority base, so it's good in terms of building authority. It clearly shows that it can solve a problem, how to get clients on LinkedIn in this case. It shows education, so it shows the 4 steps that were involved. And it's targeted because he calls out CEO coaches here. And this is just a LinkedIn example, but it's basically the same case with all B2B content if your goal is to drive leads. What it's missing is that extra layer of information that Niraj could have added to it in a video on the back end. So videos in a lot of cases allow you to go into a serious amount of detail on a topic. Like, for example, you opted into this post, or maybe you're watching this video because you want to see a good, better, best of how to create content. But what I'm digging into now is the smaller details and the frameworks and the intricate details that are required to actually create the best content, not just explaining kind of what it is on a high level. And by doing this, I'm able to show you that I've not only done this, but I've done this in a lot of different situations. And so by showing that I understand the nuance of how LinkedIn posts should be written, how you present them online, and how you capture attention with them, and then how you use them to build authority, that's me demonstrating that to you. And your goal is to create content that does that same thing to others. So just posting a case study saying, here's how we got XYZ is not good enough. The thing on the back end that you can really add to it to supercharge it is adding a video. It can be done in text, but it's a lot more complex. For me, anyway, I find it easier to communicate with voice. But I can deliver a lot more detail, and I can get a lot more information in a short period of time through video by explaining to a minute level of detail how to do the thing itself. So yeah, you've probably seen before, just post motivational quotes, that's going to be enough, or sorry, get loads of likes and so on, and you'll get clients. That's not good enough. Posting how-to guides and educational stuff alone is better, but not the best. What you need is expertise that drive with authority. So authority is things like case studies, but obviously you can't post them every day. Other things except for case studies that work really well, rather than just how we helped a client over the last 3 years. Think short term. Think, what did you do last week? What are the small wins? What are the quick wins that you can talk about in your posts? And then in those posts, go into an extreme amount of detail on the steps that were involved in that, and really try and set the scene on, what was the problem we encountered? What situation was the person in? What were the specific steps that you took? And the added layer then is, why did you make those decisions, or why did you choose to do it this way? Because that's really what the people are buying into with you. They're buying into the expertise that you will set things up right the first or the second time. Obviously, everything doesn't go perfectly from the start. But they're buying into your offer because you basically know the perfect steps to take in their solution. So what you need to do is create content that makes that clear to them. And it's not just about one post, but it's about multiple posts over time, building trust with each one. And over time, that's how you create content. So there's a place for better. You need to focus on getting as much of the best out as possible. You obviously can't post case studies every day, but if you focus on delivering the information as concisely and clearly as possible, and building up trust in the mind of the reader, eventually they will DM you, eventually they will book a call, and eventually they'll become your client. And this applies to whether you're targeting small ticket, large ticket, enterprise, whatever it is. The mechanism is the same. We're connecting with someone, using content to build trust in their eyes of me or whoever it is, and then using LinkedIn as the mechanism to have that conversation and move them down your funnel. So I'll leave it at that for now. That's the hidden formula. Wanted to go into a bit of detail on that. Hope that made sense. If it makes sense and you want to learn a bit more about how we can help you create expert level content, there should be a link on this page somewhere to book a call with my team, and we can help you add 30 to 50K per month over the next 12 months using LinkedIn. So thanks for watching. Cheers.